Okay, you know what this is. Son of a bitch. Okay. So I'm just going to read the official statement here and then we'll kind of talk about it. Effective the 1st of October 2021, OnlyFans will prohibit the posting of any content containing sexually explicit content in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of the platform and to continue to host an inclusive community of creators and fans. The font's really small. We must evolve our content guidelines. Creators will continue to be allowed to post content containing nudity as long as it's consistent with our acceptable use policy. And then, okay. These changes are to comply with the requests of the banking partners and payout providers. We will be sharing more details in the coming days and will actively support and guide our creators through the change in content guidelines. We remain dedicated to our community of 130 million users and over 2 million creators that have earned over $5 billion on our platform. OnlyFans remains committed to the highest levels of safety and content moderation on any social platform. All creators are verified prior to being able to upload any content, and I would know. And all uploaded content is checked by automatic systems and human moderators. As part of our commitment to safety and transparency, we are releasing our first monthly transparency report, July 2021. Okay, so apparently that's the official word. So this seems all right. So let's talk about the platform itself. One of the things that made that platform stand out was that it was a common. It was. If there was any sort of any foundations one can think of when it comes to coming together, when the content creators, the people who create adult content, and that we finally come together, and that we finally lift this whole separation. That was one of the, I think, the key. If anything, it was symbolic, in that we can have a platform that has the so-called regular creators and adult content creators, and they can come together. We can all make money. We can all be in this platform. It's fine. Something like a YouTube. I know that's like family, kind of stuff for everyone, but I just mean in something that is for people considered, people are adults, and we're all adults here, and that whether you're doing music, whether you're doing whatever, art, whether you're doing adult art, whatever you're doing, that this was symbolic. It was important to show that something like this can exist, and that we can all co-op, we can be together on this one platform, and that's what OnlyFans was. That it was able to be a place for adult content creators, but it transcended, and you had celebrities that were getting on board, and everyone else. It was great. It was great symbolism of us coming together. I've said this before, that we have these hiccups, and I'm John Turbo Black Claws Media, by the way. You can also, I have other content out there, John Turbo Black Claws Media, or Wolfman 1423. All right, so but anyway, so we have this platform, and it was great. What this means is this would be considered that good. It's not. These banks, which it all seems like these are big heads, right? This seems like a continuation of all that was going on with Pornhub, and yes, I've heard that there was some illegal content being, and I've said this before, the internet is still, it's still a lot of entropy. It's still the Wild West out here, and you have all this influx of entropy. This is not just a problem that, whether we're talking about Pornhub, we're talking about OnlyFans, no matter what we're talking about, this is something that we're all going to have to deal with until we find a solution for that. This is entropy. This is something that other platforms have a problem with. It's not just going to be OnlyFans. It's going to be all the, whether we're talking about Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. With the entropy, with the massive amount, there's always going to be potential. And until we find a solution for that, whether we deal with it in whatever kind of blockade that we come up with, this is something we're going to deal with. This is something that we're all dealing with. But this, unfortunately, places like Pornhub and OnlyFans, people have placed as a beacon, as, you know, all the issues we're having, they're the issue, right? Porn is the issue. And that's what it feels like. These are the hiccups. They're fucking with these people's money. And the common clay, normal society, who they represent, this is what everyone is in the end. But you got these big heads. And whether it's trying to stay face with these religious groups, I don't know. It feels like, you know, on the internet we have these different worlds, these different worldviews. We might overemphasize how popular and how, you know, in what I've done, what other people like myself in terms of what we put out there, you would like to think that we're coming together now. It's becoming more normalized. Yes, in some variants, but in other variations, like these corporations, not so much. They go where they think that they can protect their money. They figured that they can protect their assets by doing away with porn. I think that maybe there's a lot of people who are threatening to not do business with some of these banks because they're doing business with these content creators. These organizations, these religious groups, these people who are in opposition, and believe me, that's what that is. This is where this shit's coming from. It starts with them. There's this constant war with people in sex, and that's what this is all about. This is still the whole thing about sex. This is everyone having a big fucking problem with sex. You mammals, you guys are fucking mammals, you're apes. Don't toss these people away, bring them in. Embrace it. But that's what this is. This is what this whole thing's about. This is not pleasant news. This is a setback. This is a representative of something else. And these people got the banks by the balls. I suspect that's what it is. Look, OnlyFans is very important. It really is. Because if the adult content creators going the so-called mainstream, creating the separation has been both a benefit. One is those people who are truly interested, there was a lot of precipitation in that, right? Creating separation has its benefits. It does. And OnlyFans will have its benefits here too. They will benefit in the way that YouTube has benefited, the way other platforms have benefited. It's going to kind of screw over that, but in terms of content creators, but when we create societal solidarities, and this is what this is about. This is at the heart of this is about human solidarities and where we place those values. We have to, if we're creating these solidarities among these groups, we have to decide, because here's the thing, man. I can picture in my mind that this is about ignorance. They don't care about adult content creators. They never did. It was great because the money was there and these people were making money. But this is about trying to stay face. And this is, again, I've said this before, we're at a place where the money represents where the people are. And people want to feel like they're doing the right thing. And it's not that the banks are wanting to do the right thing, they want to protect their money. And it seems like people want to do the right thing. They don't know what, I guess that's subjective, what the so-called right thing is. It's all malleable, it's all frivolous. Look, where these things kind of falter in terms of us, in terms of these adult content creators, myself, getting the so-called mainstream, being more accepted by the general public, and again, this isn't really that much, even though this is all in service of the common clay, normal society, in a lot of ways, the common clay, they're a gray area. They're going to still look at these adult content creators It's about the attitude. I don't want people to see these people as freaks. And look, the comic clay. There's a like there's people that like on that you'll hear online that have commentary and they commentate. They put a lot more mindset toward what's going on here. And then there's people doing shifts at your local market, you know, and there's a difference. Those people, they have their slices, they have their children, they have whatever they got going on in their life. So in that case, there you go there. It was like eBay, I think, is getting rid of their content, their adult content stuff, and now we got OnlyFans doing it. It feels like this is, I don't know, it's just this militia of banks and their concerns about where this money is going, and that I think that they're just being threatened. Otherwise, why would banks give a shit about where the money comes from that much? But I'm trying to figure out the silver lining of all this. Maybe something will replace it. I don't know, or something that already produces something that will precipitate from this, and that will be the go-to platform to go. And I don't know. But these are the hiccups we're talking about. And there's two strides of this. You have the big heads. You have the people that have a lot of control of the money, have control of a lot of the infrastructure, and wherever their minds go. And then you have the common clay. You have the gray. People are still going to look at sex. We are billions plus in human population, so we know that people are still interested in sex. They're always going to be interested in sex. It's about what you put in your black closet. I'm almost impressed by these religious groups because as far as gay rights, they don't really have a lot to stand on anymore. I mean, now it feels like, doesn't it feel like a continuation of a lot of that? It started with, well, we have a problem with people who have different ideas about their gender. Well, too bad. Now we're moving on. Looking at the other sinners, as they want to call it. This is such bullshit, you guys. And I think everyone knows it. It is a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, I'm John Terrell, Black Lives Media.